Now, up until recent years, doing business has always been self-focused and ultimately for the purpose of making money. You sell a service or product and make a profit from it, and that's that simple.
But as the world changes, more companies are changing their mindsets about the best way to meet the bottom line. As a result, an interesting business model has emerged, one called social business.
The social business is about doing good for society and community, but as advocates say, it is a whole lot more than just corporate social responsibility.
Well, this morning we have with us Tania Ellis, who recently wrote a book on this topic. She joins us in studio. Good morning, Tania. Welcome to the show. So let's start off. You can help us understand social business and social enterprise. I mean, we've heard the terms before. How are they different?
Well, right now we're seeing development in commercial business where companies are incorporating corporate responsibility as a means to make more profit, and usually that's corporate social responsibility. And then on the other hand, we have social entrepreneurs that are incorporating business methods as a means to do more good in the world. So this is kind of the way you can distinguish between social enterprise and corporate social responsibility.
Okay, so a social business is still a business there to make money. It's just that their focus might be a little bit different.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, so they turn the business logics around and say, well, we're in business to do good, provide social change in the world, and business is a means to do that.
So you are saying that times are changing, so this is a new solution that we should be looking at when it comes to doing business and making profit, because in the past, like CSR, it was always a nice have add-ons, right? Not so much the core of the business itself, but now you're saying the focus should be put on it to make it the core of the business itself. Does it make business sense, though?
It makes a lot of business sense.
How so?
Well, I think one of the things that the financial crisis has shown us is that it is unsustainable to apply this add-on model, as you call it. So, you know, having a philanthropic approach where we have our business, and when we are fortunate to make a profit, then we can donate a bag of money to provide for a good cause. But during the financial crisis, companies that have been operating like that haven't been able to afford to be philanthropic. So this is the first place where they cut down. So companies now, they are putting it into the core of their business strategy, and it actually makes good business sense to do so.
Maybe you can give us an example of a company doing so. I mean, how do they incorporate it into their business structure?
Yeah, well, there are fortunately a lot of really great business cases on this, and one of my favorite business cases is the Geneva-based company called Vestergaard Fransen. Now, this used to be a company that produced textiles for uniforms, and they were under pressure from competitors on price. So they realized that they had to revitalize their business model. And what they have done is they have focused their business skills on disease control textiles, and one of their most well-known inventions is live straw. So this is a straw where you can drink water from any kind of source, no matter how contaminated it is, and you can drink up to 700 liters of water over a year. So this is a way of gaining access to a market, if you could call it that, a market of about 1 billion people who do not have access to clean drinking water.
Right. So it's about coming up with a win-win situation, I guess. You are helping a certain community or helping provide a certain need, while at the same time it also makes good business sense.
Exactly. It's about doing good and doing well at the same time.
Right.
But does it make sense for all sort of businesses to get into, or are there, you know, only certain industries that probably this method will be feasible?
Good question. There are many ways of applying this way of thinking. So obviously, if you, for example, are working within production, and if you have suppliers in other parts of the world, it makes good business sense to focus on responsible supply chain management. Whereas if you are in another industry, say a knowledge industry, your focus would possibly be on retaining employees and doing talent development programs that are based around this way of thinking.
I think one of the issues that some people are concerned about, or businesses especially, are that as a result of working in this social business method, their costs may rise, and that may mean higher prices to consumers. So the question is, do you think consumers are ready to buy into that, to say, well, I'm willing to pay a little bit more for a product that has been made in a way that is, you know, helping sustain a community?
Yeah. Well, a lot of surveys show that the consumers are actually willing to pay an extra bit of money, but not at any price. So, you know, price is still important, but these other factors like fair trade or organic production is also important factors for consumers today. So, yeah.
So it sounds all good, but I'm sure there are challenges that social businesses usually face. I mean, what are the common pitfalls that, you know, businesses that want to go into this sort of direction will have to encounter?
Yeah. Well, for commercial businesses, the main challenge is, you know, to incorporate social responsibility and innovation into the core of their business. And for the social entrepreneurs, the challenge is the other way around, is to incorporate business into the core of their social innovation. So for mainstream business, it's about, you know, finding partners who have this specialized knowledge of, for example, social challenges, and also partners who have the solutions. And for the social entrepreneurs, it's about resources, it's about developing business skills, and also scaling up their social solutions.
It almost sounds like the two should meet, the social enterprise and the social business, because
Exactly.
one started with the passion to do a project, the other one with make the business, and if they got together, I guess that would
and that's where shared value partnerships come into the picture.
Right.
So, you know, the commercial companies can focus on what they do best, make a profit. They have the ability to upscale, and the social entrepreneurs have, you know, they are an innovation hub. They have the ideas, they have the specialized knowledge, so they go well hand in hand.
So the know-how and the how-to are all sort of written down in this book. You've given some tips to those who want to be the so-called the new pioneers, right, of the social business. And so Tania Ellis talking about sustainable business success through social innovation and social entrepreneurship. A new solution for the new.
I mean, in this day and age, in this globalized world, it really is about partnerships. You know, I think many social enterprises, there are many great needs out there, and they find a partner who is has the right mindset and willing to share and to sort of work in that same direction. It really makes a difference.
Taking that first step is the biggest hurdle, but once you take it and then you overcome that first, you know, obstacle, it shouldn't be that difficult.